Well, welcome to Flaming Leprechaun Commandos. This is Sean and Chris, and we have our special friend.
This is NickIzumi from the popular, in air quotes, popular YouTube series, NickIzumi. Much more three-dimensional than what I'm used to, but I'm gonna work around this.
It's all good. It's good. It's good. It's gonna work. Trust us, Nick.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the open forum on Revenge of the Fallen.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Revenge of the Fallen.
We've got, okay, so...
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
This might work better as a podcast. Well, too late now. Anyway, so... if you haven't seen the movie yet...
Turn off YouTube.
Turn off, maybe.
Well, let me tell my,
okay.
well, what I think of this movie. What I think this is gonna be, it's a great movie, and it's got a lot of plot, no plot holes at all. I think the twins were funny.
They were funny. You didn't see the movie, did you?
Well, that can be, well...
if you are saying these things while leaving the theater, you did not just watch Revenge of the Fallen.
You probably didn't even watch Harry Potter 6.
Which,
Hey.
Also,
I thought there wasn't enough love in that movie. Not enough love at all in Harry Potter 6. There could have been more.
Dude, go to the theater more.
So basically, the movie...
This is horrible.
I don't know if we should give like well, I'm going to give a summary. So basically, we take off, 2 years later, after the first Transformers, which was not a bad movie, at least not if you ask me. So anyway, it's 2 years later after the first Transformers, and the Decepticons are still running around on Earth.
For some reason.
Well, they didn't want to go back to, well...
Yeah, Cybertron sucks.
For some reason.
They're chilling on Earth. And the Autobots have teamed up with the armies of England and the U.S., and they're running, and we meet them running around through China, and we're...
Wait. They're working with England and the U.S., but they're in China.
Bear with us.
Bear with us.
Okay, this is just...
And we're reintroduced to our should-be hero, Optimus Prime, saying such in-character statements as punk-ass Decepticon and any last words, Decepticon.
He ends a lot of his sentences with Decepticon.
He's so much for the most heroic force in the universe, because he acts more like a Decepticon than any of them do.
He does shoot somebody in the face.
Yeah, he shoots a guy in the face. Well, anyway, instead of getting information from a guy who says the Fallen will rise, Optimus just shoots him in the face.
After Sideswipe, a character who does nothing after this point, chops a guy in half.
Which is really hardcore.
It was pretty awesome. What did you think of it, Chris? Oh, wait.
My opinion's easily swayed.
So, anyway, we meet up with Shia again.
Oh, boy.
And, oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
It's gonna turn out good. We have Shia.
So, Shia's going to college. And his parents are just as stupid as they were in the first movie.
Possibly more.
Possibly more, yeah.
I thought they were completely intelligent.
The mom gets high.
Bumblebee is still his guardian. A bunch of robots come to life, like when the Allspark went all crazy in the first one, and then it turns out he has a little Allspark shard.
That he didn't notice for 2 years.
That he didn't notice was in his sweater for 2 years.
Yeah.
And it zaps him.
So if we go back to the first movie, if you go to that scene, will you see just a little piece of the Allspark fall down?
I think that's giving the writers too much credit, because that would imply that the writers thought ahead to the second movie. I don't think the writers on this movie thought ahead to the next scene, let alone the next movie.
Well, yeah, after Bumblebee saves Shia LaBeouf's life, Shia LaBeouf goes into the garage and tells him that he's not gonna bring his savior to college.
He's not, yes, his best friend, which leads to Spielberg-esque crying robot with little wiper fluid
crying.
And then he goes and makes out with Megan Fox.
Yep.
So for the crying robot, do we have the little windshield wipers on the
Yeah,
eyes?
we actually do. As predictable as that is. And by the way, the Megan Fox scene, the camera's like rotating around them.
You get dizzy.
You will probably...
Hey, it's like a repeat of Blair Witch, isn't it?
Do not bring popcorn to that scene, you'll just throw it back up. So next, we meet up with the Decepticons again, who are like, and we get Frank Welker returning as Soundwave. Finally something good to talk about.
Yeah.
And he's all like...
Frank Welker.
Do the voice.
Yay! Mobilize.
And yeah, so he sends down the Robot Kitty, Ravage. And Robot Kitty steals
Another Allspark shard.
a much larger one.
Because there's 2.
Okay, so this. If we're going back from the first movie here, didn't they say it was going to be completely destroyed?
Yeah, they did. Well, they've got a functional piece. So then they some other guys who get the shard, I guess, go underwater, and and there's this little like microscope robot, and they find little corpse Megatron all covered with coral and stuff.
So
and
this
then,
is kind of like a buddy bot, and it goes on to the regular.
No, he's quite disturbing actually. The first thing he's like, "We need more parts. Kill the small one." So the 2 bigger Decepticons kill the little guy, and they duct tape his parts onto Megatron, and then they shove this chunk of Allspark in him, and Megatron's like, "Rah!" and he goes out of the water, flies immediately into space. Doesn't wake up, doesn't say thank you, just goes immediately into space.
He didn't say much after he was unfrozen in the first one either. He's like, let's kill things.
We might have to explain a little to our viewers, just to let you know, this is a actual person review, not one of these critic things. This is from real people and real ideas from what should really happen in this real movie.
Yeah, it was a real...
It was actually a real movie.
Unfortunately,
Well, I wasn't in the theater. I can't tell if it's real or not.
So he goes, and there's Starscream, who's actually acting like Starscream, which is more than the last movie can say. And he's like, "Oh, Megatron, don't hurt me. I was just doing the Fallen's will."
And then he punches him.
And then he beats the tar out of him. And then now all of you are probably thinking, who's the Fallen? Well, I was kind of thinking that... Well, I wasn't thinking that, because I know he's a Dreamwave character who is in one comic book who's on fire all the time, and someone thought...
Fire.
Of all the Transformers characters from all the tens of series that they have to choose from, they should pick a guy who is in one comic book.
And on fire.
And on fire to be the main bad guy, and then we meet the Fallen, who apparently was like the Emperor and was giving Megatron orders this whole time, just no one noticed he was there.
In case you can't tell, Nick's a nerd.